Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be in the world. We welcome you to the Fab. Let's talk Fab. with Tamara Show. My name is Tamara Hunter, and I am your host. This is a show where we explore our fabulous lives. And today, our panelists, because that's who we talk with subject matter specialists and experts from all over the world. Today, you're going to meet some of my friends and experts that have been a favorite on this show. And we're going to be talking about spring and summer and how you can be healthy and happy and have the best, fabulous lives doing so. So what do you guys think? Let's talk. We have some of my friends from, I think we've got most of them from, I said all over the world, and it's going to be all of you that are going to be from all over the world, but we have a lot that are representing the West Coast of the United States with us. Yay, my home turf. And I want to welcome you all today. And why don't we go around, introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, where are you, and just a little snippet about your background. Let's catch people up.
You want me to start?
Cheryl. Let's go with Cheryl first. Sorry.
Okay. I'm Cheryl Meyer. I'm otherwise known as CherylM Health Muse. I live next to Pasadena in California in the Los Angeles area. And 10 years ago, I got fibromyalgia. So I dove in, studied, figured out how to get myself well. And after I did that and found a functional doctor, I went back to coaching school so that I could share it with others. So for the last 5 years, I've been sharing with everyone. I have 2 books that have won over 24 awards. I have over 100 podcasts that you can catch on YouTube or Apple. And there's a lot of ways that I share information. I now even have courses. So I'm happy to be here.
And you got a little kitty with you, too.
Yeah, he politely asked if I would pet him.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm going to actually go to Nicole next, and then I'm going to, Caprice, you're going to be last because I'm actually going to use one of your videos to help, too. Okay, so Nicole.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Lanni, and I am a cellular health coach. Most of you have probably never heard of that, but I dive deep into what's going on in your body in a cellular level. I'm a functional blood work specialist as well. I have a background in hypnotherapy and NLP therapy, and I have been coaching for over 20 years in the health and wellness space. So I'm going to make it short and sweet today.
I love it. Short and sweet and to the point, because we got a lot of stuff to share that's going to be really fun and cool, and you guys are going to love. Okay, Caprice, I'm going to have you just give us a little snippet because I'm going to let your video do a little bit of talking too, okay? So go ahead.
Sure. I've been passionate about health and wellness for 18 years now. I'm a certified health coach specializing in plant nutrition, providing simple coaching and solutions for getting more plant nutrition in. And I'll just keep it at that. I'm from Southern California.
Okay, and then we're going to ta-da that with this video.
Hi, I'm Caprice Crebar of 4 Healthy Connections, and I believe that it takes many voices to help emphasize the great importance of taking good care of your health. I am really passionate as a certified health coach, a person that's been specializing in plant nutrition. And I believe it's important that we all do find out what our body's supposed to feel like. We are just used to fueling our bodies with things that tear it down rather than build it up. And we only have one body. So I'm here to help you take care of it. I'm very passionate. I help people get simple solutions to ensure you're getting plenty of plant-based nutrients every single day. And one of the things that I share to push produce, like I love to do, is a way that you can grow your own produce aeroponically. I've been doing this for 12 years. Not only is it very rewarding, it's wonderful to show your children where food comes from, how they can actually grow and eat their own food, and how much more nutritious that is, so that your kids, your family, those you love can understand and feel what your body was designed to feel like. I am really passionate about helping women and the people that they love take better care of their health, get those plant-based nutrients, adopt healthy lifestyle habits, grow your own food so that you can live out a life with vitality, with more energy, with better health from the inside out. And I think that we want to layer as many healthy solutions, modalities that we can so that we can feel our very best and show up feeling great, looking great, and being the healthiest you can be.
That was a wonderful video to kind of explore, help us to kind of like kick off this discussion, because you mentioned layer those healthy habits. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is some of those healthy habits that, quite honestly, some of us maybe even take for granted, because it's like, oh, I've been doing that since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. However, there's a healthy way to do some of these habits that maybe we may be able to like spur some new thoughts into some of you. And so that's why we're doing this. I'd like to kick off with you, Caprice, because excuse me, healthy habits. Yes, I've been talking a lot today, and so here we go. Just a second. A little of my water. Excuse me, guys. So, excuse me.
No worries.
On Divine, that always happens. On cue. So we're talking about healthy, and there you go.
Okay, so what am I?
Go ahead.
I'll save you from your coughing and just like dive right in.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm really excited because there's so many ways that we can protect ourselves. And, the fear is that skin damage from sun leads to disease, and nobody wants disease. So it's really important for us to take advantage of all these tips today. And, research has shown, this statistic is really surprising. Well, actually not surprising, but sun exposure contributes to up to 90% of aging, called photoaging. And it actually begins before the age of 20. So if you have a really severe burn in that, teenage time frame or young time frame, that can really impact your cell damage, throughout life and lead to a disease later in life that you don't want. So it's important to protect early on. As far as what I specialize in is helping people get more antioxidants from plants in their body. And the antioxidants are really the key to protecting yourself from the inside out, from those UV rays, those ultraviolet, very damaging rays that basically create mutation in our cells if we're not defending in all these variety of ways.
Mm-hmm. And perfect. You set us up perfectly. And in fact, I'm going to share another video to continue this discussion in regards to, and thank you, Amy, for being here. So excited to see you. And also everyone else that's joining. Let us know that you're here, and possibly even we'd love to hear some of the tips that you're using, because this is a kind of like a discussion today, because it's to really engage ourselves and our families, we need to get involved, and love to hear what you're doing, or if you have questions, let us know as we're going through this. One of the videos, you started up on a conversation in regards to the sun, and we were talking beforehand. In fact, one of my little props kind of like sharing the screen time here with me just a moment ago, that Nicole sent in a video that I want to share right now and continue this discussion.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole, and I am the founder of Cellular Health and Wellness. My tip for today is always take your vitamin D. Whoa! So today is a beautiful spring day out here in Southern California. You can see it's just, the skies are clear, it's beautiful. It's only 80 degrees today, and just an absolutely beautiful day. But I want to remind you how important it is to take your vitamin D even during the spring and the summer. And the reason why is we should be wearing sunscreen every time we go outside, especially on these warm and sunny days. But guess what? Our sunscreen can actually block vitamin D from absorbing into your skin. So make sure you continue taking your vitamin D even though the skies are sunny and you're enjoying the weather.
Great tip. And thank you, Amy, for sharing this out to your healing and health group. We appreciate that so very much. Now, one of the things that you mentioned, and it's really interesting because I've been working with, I have a nonprofit and it's all about healing through connections. The first word, healing. So going into spring and summer, we're talking a lot about these healing issues. And something was brought up, this discussion, actually, here we had already decided this show. And this huge discussion came up in this group, and they were talking about, and I'm setting up the stage, and all of you are going to want to chime in on this, I know. And that is that here it is that our skin is our largest organ, and we're putting these ointments and creams and such things, yet are we doing ourselves a favor or not if we don't understand what's on in those creams? And total disclosure also, I come from a sun-sensitive family, and I was found at a very young age to have these sun-sensitive issues that were non-vitamin related, which I guess can happen. It did. And so I was taught a lot of different alternative, if you will, methods because of growing up in Southern California, how to be able to be wise in the sun and still be able to be in the sun. So I'm going to open it up to all of you in regards to what I've just kind of set the stage with, and also what both you, Caprice, and you, Nicole, started before me. And so let's have a discussion about this because it's so relative.
Right.
I'm going to start with you, Cheryl, because we haven't heard from you yet. And I know that this is a big subject for you.
Well, there are so many toxins in sun products. You need to look up the ingredients if you choose to use one so that you know what you're putting on your skin. But my tip beyond that is it's still important to get into the sun. So when the sun is hot and we're in spring and heading into summer, get out early because it's really important that you get some sun. You might want to protect yourself in the way that Tamara is going to show you, but it helps you set your circadian rhythm so that you sleep well if you get out first thing in the morning. You need at least 10 minutes of sunlight coming into your eyes to set your whole body clock. So don't stay away from it altogether. Just do it really smart and don't do it when those UV rays are at their strongest. That will cause you some sun damage.
Mm-hmm. Who would like to piggyback on this?
I will. I do believe that, we do need to, I'm very fair, as you can see. So there's times that I do wear a hat. So, especially if I'm going to be out in the daytime, I have a very lightweight hat that I wear. So it's not really hot, but, so there are plenty of times I actually cover my head and my face because I am very fair skin. So I don't want burns. I don't want anything. It is important to wear sunscreen for those of you who can. And it's very important to know exactly what's in that product. I certainly don't go to CVS and buy things off of the shelf. I do look at buying things that are non-toxic. You can go to ewg.org. It's a great place. There's other companies out there as well that we can tell you about that, have non-toxic products. And some doctors even prescribe certain sun things, if you're very sun sensitive as well. And back to that vitamin D is also very important to get into your system when you're out in the sun. And it's, we think that we're getting all the vitamin D we can from the sunshine. And when we're wearing those protectants, we really aren't. They do get blocked. So you're getting a fraction. And with our ozone layers being the way they are, we're getting a fraction of that vitamin D. And here's the thing. And I know Caprice is going to piggyback off of the antioxidants. So this is a good place for that. I'm all about nutrition. You know, I'm a nutritionist. So, and Caprice is just so knowledgeable as well. So I'm going to stick with that vitamin D part there for a minute. It's super important because it also keeps our immune system strong. And we think that our immune system is stronger in the spring and the summer. And it is because we are getting that vitamin D. But guess what? Fall is right around the corner. So we only have like this 3 to 5 month period of time, unless you're in California, we get a little extra sun. But we only have that 3 to 5 month period of like really nice sunny weather. And we want you to keep that vitamin D built up because we really want your levels to be like 80 or above. And the American guideline is like 25 to 100, but we really know that you don't feel your best until it's up in the 80s. And so we really want you to keep that vitamin D going, make sure you get your sunshine. Super important to be outside and get some movement in at the same time. Movement is very important. And I love, Cheryl, that you talked on circadian rhythm because it does help set your circadian rhythm as well. And Caprice, I know you're going to have a ton to say about nutrition, and I'm going to hand that off to you.
Okay, before you do though, I want to just kind of piggyback off of what you were sharing. Okay, first of all, say that word again. Isn't that mean sleep? Isn't that kind of like the rhythm, kind of like for us,
Yes.
for us plain talking people?
Yep.
I keep it
Circadian
simple
rhythm
here.
is sleep. We need
It is
at
sleep.
least 7 hours.
And
Okay.
we have a natural circadian rhythm. Everybody
Okay.
has a natural time that they, you know, notice like even if you stay up late, you'll get up at a certain time. Like my time is 6:30. Whatever reason, my time clock every morning, I wake up at 6:30 no matter what time I go to bed. It's pretty rare if I sleep past 6:30 in the morning. So we all have a circadian rhythm. Some people are more night owls, some people are morning people, right? So we have that natural circadian rhythm, but we also have people that just aren't in the best of health all the time. And they really do need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. It's super important. But, you know, they say 7, 9 is more optimal if you can get in that 9 hours. You know, a lot of us don't sleep 9 hours or we get broken sleep. So being out in the sun actually helps improve our melatonin as well. You'll hear people talk about melatonin. That's pigment that, you know, in your skin. So, you know, melatonin is super important to your sleep. There's so many things I could talk about sleep for days, literally, on how to get a good night's sleep. But I'm going to give you a tip about sleep because we're talking about healthy spring. So one of the things that we do that is so bad for us before we go to bed.
Right. Yes.
So, you know, we don't want the light coming from our phone. We don't need those blue rays and, you know, that blue light coming, the lights coming from our phone into our body before we sleep. It really does impact us. And so we want to keep these phones away from our bed, away from our, like reading right before we go to bed. If you want to read before you go to bed, maybe pick up a hard book, you know, hardcover book or softcover book and read. But definitely this is no for about an hour before you go to sleep.
You know, the light mimics, you know, daylight. And so your body won't create as much melatonin because it thinks that it's daytime.
Yeah, it
you know,
does.
and so it's, yeah. So, and I do want to share a little story. I've had a really hard time with my kids, to get them to not sleep with their phones, you know, because they'll have it on their bed, they'll fall asleep. And it's a problem with our younger generation. And my son burned himself. He was laying on his phone and he has a phone shaped scar on his back.
Okay, you know what? Okay, this is a whole nother topic. However,
You know.
I am going to go here for a moment because of, and then I want to go back to one more thing in regards to the vitamin D. But the phone, guys, anybody that knows me knows that I started all of this because of I had a duck. Translate that. I was diagnosed with cancer. Breast cancer. I had a buddy going through it. She was diagnosed, of course, with breast cancer because we were at a breast cancer clinic. Hers, when you looked at her x-ray or her, you know, her things, you saw the outline. Her tumor was the outline, because she's a real estate agent. She used to put her cell phone in her bra. It's a whole campaign from my clinic out of Southern California to not do that. So thank you for bringing that up as we're talking about healthy habits and your phone not being by you. And Caroline says she puts it in another room. We had a whole thing in our group. She's senior ambassador for our nonprofit. And we talked about this a lot in that, and showing pictures and everything like this. And if you have your phone next to you while you're sleeping, not only can it disturb your sleep, it also can be your health. So guys, be aware, and they've done all sorts of studies. Look it up. We really don't have the time right now to go into it deeply, but trust us that we're here to help you with healthy habits. And those right there, do the research yourself. This is an hour-long show to get you to want to, take your notes, go out there, do some studying for yourself, take ownership of your health. So thank you for that. The question that I wanted to follow up with, and that is the vitamin D. I've been through so many studies and so many with doctors sometimes, and the thing that I learned was that they did some studies to see about my vitamin D, such things, in the sun. And they were trying all sorts of things because the vitamin C will help, from what they were saying, to absorb vitamin D and such things, right? And so then I'm thinking, isn't that kind of coincidental, wink, wink, that, especially Southern California, that oranges are in season? And you get orange juice and you can do all that neat stuff. And that helps you if you're absorbing the liquid or the capsule or pill, whatever your form is, powder, whatever it is, vitamin D. However, I'd love to hear what you guys, what's that? Yes, that's why you're here. Go ahead. Let's keep.
So on just one last thing that I want to say about vitamin D is a lot of people, they slather up their children with their sunscreen before they go outside. And it's been said over and over that, even 20 minutes of direct sunlight a day can give you the vitamin D you need. And most Americans are deficient in vitamin D a lot because of how we're so overprotective. So I just recommend, get out in the sun and then put the sunscreen on after you've had 20 minutes of sunlight absorbing. And then as far as the antioxidants go, I wanted to just share for a minute what that actually means, because a lot of people may not know that antioxidants come from plants, and those antioxidants are against oxidative stress. So what happens in our life when we're exposed to, pollutants and just environmental things and things that we don't have control over, and the things on top of that we do have control over, that we're creating oxidative stress in our body. That oxidative stress is causing free radicals. Free radicals are what create the mutation of our cells that can turn into disease. And just to give a visual of that process, imagine like a fire. So the oxidative stress is like the fire burning in the fireplace, and then the sparks are coming out, and the sparks are like the free radicals burning holes in the rug. That kind of is a visual of how that would work. And oxidation, think of like a oxidation on your car if you live in harsh weather. It's just the paint's peeling off. So we need antioxidants from plants to protect us from that. And so sun, the UV rays that are damaging to our skin create that oxidative stress in our body that we need to protect ourselves from. So how do you do that? You get intentional about eating as many the orange and red colored fruits and vegetables are high in the carotenoids that we need, that act as natural sunscreen, in our body. So you may have heard of lycopene, that's in tomatoes, and lutein and beta carotene. Those are all forms of these carotenoids that we need. And if we have more of them in our body, in addition to all the other, kale, all the green leafy greens, all the things that provide us those antioxidants, which also are anti-inflammatory. And if your body is loaded with fruits and vegetables of all colors, you're going to have lower inflammation that protects against sun damage, as well as all of those really healthy carotenoids that act as, internal sunscreen per se.
Perfect. Okay, we're going to go to another video in a moment, but I'm going to finish up with some of my, I have some, I like, I'm simple and I like to have like, visual aids. And so I do, and there are a few of us that I can't be out for 10 to 20 minutes in direct sunlight. I am not allowed to. I am unique. I will say that. And many, many, many are not like me. However, there's a reason for it. It is medical. And so I have to be very careful. Yet I like to go and play and have fun with everybody outside. I don't want to be staying inside. So I accommodate. This is a SPF 50 umbrella, and it's huge. It's huge when it opens up. Then, people are like, oh yeah, what did they do way back in the day when they had those long sleeve shirts, and I used to think about this too, and the pioneers and everything, why did they wear those long sleeve shirts? Well, you know what? There's a reason for it. It actually can be cooler, but there's the neatest material that's out there. And you can even get some, like this has a brand on it because I got it really, really cheap. You can find these things, but this is, again, it's a shirt. It's a long sleeve. It goes all the way down to your fingertips. It goes, it's got all the neat little features. And so you're covered. And I can go out in a canoe if I wanted to, and I would be protected, and it would not be with a lotion. It would be through this material. Thank you, science, and all of you that are doing that. And then this thing is well loved. It's been around forever, and it's got air holes in it. However, it has in the weave, it's got the SPF in it. And guess what? I can drive because it doesn't get in my way back here. But for the walks, I have this. And so I have my back covered. So there's a lot of ways to be able to, if that is the case, and don't feel bad. Say Tamara's like that, I can be too. So, there's a few of us out there, and I want you to still be able to have fun. With that, we're going to go on to, it's the coolest. It's the coolest, and it's really cute too. Everybody can find me too whenever we're anywhere. I wonder why. All right, Amy, thank you for commenting. All right, we are going to go on because something that was said really goes straight into this video that was submitted by one of our experts right here.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Meyer, otherwise known as CherylM Health Muse, and this is another healthy tip for spring. And I love spring because all the fruits and vegetables are coming back in abundance and in a variety of abundance. And I want you to eat all the colors because when they get together in your body, they party and they create health for you. Wow. So what do each of the color families do? The red is great for your immunity. The orange is great for your reproductive health. The yellow are great for your digestion. Green, big color family. I want you to eat broccoli and cruciferous vegetables and all the leafy greens. Great for your heart, great for your liver, great for your gallbladder, great for your lungs. Fabulous color. Eat them up. Next up is your sea vegetables. Great for your thyroid. Then we get to the purples and the blues. Great for your brain and your cognition, and they also fight cancer. What's not to love? And then the final color family is white, which is great for your bones. The joy is when they get together, they create a whole synergy that makes your whole body jump around for joy. So now that spring is here, they're easily available. Go get them all and eat them all through the week so that you have that party going on in your body for spring.
Fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to bring you up because Caprice was, this is such a great group because you guys really do piggyback off of each other. experts. What did I say? We have resident experts here, guys. Be sharing this out, please, because we want you guys to be healthy. And I love the little dancing images in my mind. I have all your dancing, someday I want cartoons of your little cartoon guys, and so we can put those in there too. And I can then put, the little dancing cartoons when you're giving your little tips. And so the party idea is just amazing. And I love that you use that word with the colors. And when we're talking then about understanding why it's so important.
One of the things I love that Caprice does is that she has a gizmo that allows her to grow her own vegetables. I shop a lot of farmers markets because I have 2 homes, so I can't have a garden or grow my own vegetables. But the closer you buy to it being harvested, the more goodies it has. So that's when the party really starts. But if you don't have that available to you, doesn't mean I don't want you to go to the grocery store and buy all the colors and make big salads with the whole rainbow. It's just the closer you get to the harvest, the more nutrition you get. And Caprice has a little gizmo that she can tell you about that's fantastic for that.
I love her using that word gizmo.
I love that.
It's a gizmo. It's got a nickname now.
It's a 4 feet tall little gizmo, but it's I thank you for sharing that, Cheryl, because it is a very simple way for even people with a black thumb like I had when I first got one to grow your own food. And how much closer can you get than right out of your patio door? So it's aeroponic gardening. It waters itself. It's uses 90% less water, 90% less space. If you somebody that doesn't have a lot of space for traditional ground gardening, there's less pests. It has the roots dangle, and throughout the day and night they get hydrated and fed, and they grow faster. And so the nutrient levels are so high when you could pick it in from one of these tower gardens or in your own traditional garden. Thank you for sharing that, Cheryl.
Yeah. And as I said, I use farmers markets because they pick it the day before and then I bring it home and make it. So, but buy fruits and vegetables, however you can get them. Buy fruits and vegetables and get them in your body.
I want to say, I'm one of the students, guys. I'm the host here. I'm not the resident expert, okay, on especially when it comes to this. And so I have been learning from these ladies for a while, and I hear them all the time in my mind when I'm shopping. Truthfully, I do. And that's what I want you guys to be hearing too. And I will say thank you for saying wherever you can get them, number one, because I am not in Southern California any longer, and it's not always as easy to go find them. And so then I was thinking that whole, do I go here or do I go without? And then, it's that whole dilemma. And I was remembering, okay, it's more important to have them. However, then I started looking recently for those farmer markets, which I haven't been able to really connect with getting to one yet. But then finding the little shops around here that have the quote unquote farm fresh from the area, right? So those are the steps that we're supposed to take as consumers if we don't have one of the big gizmos at our house yet, right?
Right. And there's also some great options for having vegetables and fruit shipped to you now.
Right.
Really?
So you could find, there's one imperfect produce that's nice because they actually take all the excess produce that won't be put in the stores because they're not pretty enough. Maybe it's a misshapen or a discolored orange, and so that typically gets trashed. And so imperfect produce, just Google it. It still tastes wonderful. It's still organic.
Yeah, they might have little hiccups.
Yeah, but they just have little hiccups. Cheryl has all this great lingo. So yeah, they have hiccups, but they taste wonderful and they're still, very nutritious and available.
So
go ahead.
Can I say one thing, Tamara?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to call upon you.
One of the things that you need to be really careful of, though, I love, I farmer market and I have a garden tower as well. So I have both. I have the best of both worlds because I am right in my neighborhood, we have 5 different farmers markets within 15 minutes of me. So it's really kind of nice. But you also need to know that you need to really, really wash your produce, because we were talking about toxins, putting them on your skin. Let's talk about if you're out buying produce and you don't know what's been put on it. When you're using the tower garden, you're not putting pesticides on your food. But when you buy them, even if they say that they're organic, you still need to make sure to really, really take the time and wash your fruits and vegetables. And if you go on ewg.org, they'll tell you the clean 15 list of the cleanest that don't hold the most pesticides in, but they'll also tell you about the dirty dozen. And so strawberries are a big thing this time of year. And so it's definitely strawberry season. Strawberries hold a lot of pesticides, spinach, kale, apples, grapes, celery. So those are things that I always cherries. And cherries are great for anxiety, by the way. But literally make sure to please get those toxins off your fruits and vegetables. Super important that we don't put those into our body.
Yes, Cheryl.
I also want to tell you about another site called What's on My Food, because I used to follow the Dirty Dozen Clean 15, and I started looking up stuff on What's on My Food, and oh my God, I don't want all those toxins in my body. So you can go, and there's a long list, and you can look up things like broccoli, which used to be on the Clean 15, fell off, and now you learn that they have 33 toxins on them. It will open up your eyes. Anything with sides in it means poison. So it'll open up your eyes when all those sprays that are keeping you from bugs on your food are in them. And they break it down into neurotoxins, things that kill our honeybees, no food, what kinds of things interrupt our hormones. It's a great resource to look up to convince you that it's well worth it to buy organic.
Okay, I want to piggyback off of that real quick, because all right, so now we're hearing all of these yucky things on our stuff. Wash it. How do you wash it? How do you wash it well? And so that, it's like, okay, now I just have envisioned, soap on my yummy strawberry. Okay, so yes, go ahead, Nicole.
So first thing, I have an alkaline water system. So if you have something like that, you can definitely soak your fruits and vegetables in that, and it will take off like all the pesticides. So if you have the luxury of having something like that, then you can do that. If you don't, like strawberries and some of the berries especially, you need to be a little gentle with them, but you can also take just a little bit of baking soda and some water and just a tad of apple cider vinegar, and just let them soak in that, and all this stuff will just float to the top. I just put them in a bowl. You can put them in the bowl in your sink, and then just that little mixture will help pull the toxins out as well. And then just rinsing them off. There are some, you'll see in the markets that you can buy these sprays and whatever. You don't need to buy the sprays. If it's something that can be scrubbed, with a little scrub brush, they make vegetable scrub brushes. You can gently do that. I do it with apples, especially apples, carrots, that kind of thing. I just give it a quick little brush, and get those off. So if anybody else has any tips, but baking soda, a little bit of water, and some apple cider vinegar does great. And you don't have to buy any of those spray things.
Perfect.
But just a comment about apples, they spray the blossom. So the toxin of the pesticide or the herbicide grows in the apple. So buy them organic, please.
Yeah. Buy them organic. Okay, so apples, definitely important for organic. Okay.
And celery.
Oh, and
Make
celery.
Sure celery, and if you can, strawberries.
Okay. And I just want to mention, there is a very clean, it's called eatcleaner.com. And my friend Maria founded the company many, many years ago. So if you're somebody that, doesn't have the time or want to, get your ingredients out to make a cleaner, even though it's simple, it's really convenient to have the eatcleaner spray. So it's eatcleaner.com.
Well, that's good if there's a good one out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
And then one last thing I want to add. I will post on my page a directory for how to find farmers markets in your area, so that you can click it and it will tell you where they all are.
I love it. Okay. So we're going to add on to this conversation with one more video, and you guys will understand once you see it.
Hello,
My name is Cheryl Meyer, otherwise known as CherylM Health Muse, and I love spring, so I'm here with a spring healthy tip. And my first tip is about hydration. The rule is you're supposed to drink half your body weight in water. Every cell in your body needs water. Your circulatory system needs it to take all the nutrients to your cells. Your lymph system needs it to pick up the trash around all your cells. And your brain needs water as well as every other cell. So 75 ounces is the minimum I want you to drink. And how do you do that? I have a great big pitcher similar to the one that my flowers are in right behind me. I fill it up with filtered water. I put it in the refrigerator overnight and I smash up beautiful berries, which are now coming back into season. My favorite is raspberries, but blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, they all work and they work all together. So you put them in the refrigerator with a little bit of monk fruit. You get up in the morning and you drink your first 24 ounces before you even sit down at your desk. You pour your second glass and sip it through the morning. You pour your next glass and sip it through the afternoon, and voila! You've got 75 ounces into your body, and your body is healthy and happy and hydrated.
Voila! I love that. And voila! Okay, so and thank you, Caroline Brown. We want to recognize is our production assistant, and thank you for all you do for this show and to keep us going forward. The piggybacking, of course, that was real obvious was that, okay, if berries are, absorbing all that stuff, and then you're going to put it into your filtered water, and then you're going to put your filtered water in the refrigerator overnight, you want to really make sure that you got your stuff really clean. And if, or you've grown it yourself, or you've gone to the farmer's market and you've talked to the people there and you know what's being used, correct?
Right. And you can use any vegetable. I even use cucumber and lemon sometimes. In a minute, I pick one because I want you to do it. I want you to drink your water. But use peaches, use nectarines, use all of it because it will infuse your water and make it so delightful to drink. And you don't want to be drinking fruit juice. That could have as many as 20 teaspoons of sugar in 12 ounces. And you sure don't want to be drinking soda because whether it's the low sugar or the sugar, it's bad for you. So make your own water, make it delightful so you want to drink it. This is also what we serve company, and they get a hoot out of it.
I love it. I love it. And Nicole?
So also with water, if you have any, I just happen to have some right here. Right, I'm in my kitchen. So I have some sea salt. If you have some sea salt or some Himalayan salt, it's great to literally just take a pinch of salt and put it in your water because that gives you natural electrolytes and it gives you natural minerals back into your body. So it's better than ever than drinking a Gatorade or any of those other electrolyte things. Is just sea salt or mineral salt, either, or the pink salt, whatever, just mineral salt. But just put a pinch in there. Doesn't have to taste salty, but that definitely helps as well.
Okay, you just blowing my mind, in a really good way. But, anybody who's been a mom or, known a mom, you've dealt with those moments in time when someone's ill and they have to do the electrolytes. They have to do all that kind of stuff. So are you saying that you could make your own infused water, put a little of the pink, just a little touch of either the sea salt or the Himalayan salt, and voila, you got your own healthy to help with the electrolytes and such things, right?
Yep, absolutely.
As a mom, my three boys are all young adults now, but it was very hard in the sports days because the color, the blues, the red dyes are so damaging neurologically, and our kids got conditioned because that's what they served on the soccer field and the baseball field. And so I was always trying to at least get the clear one. I don't know if it made much of a difference, but the red and blue dyes were, I would stay away from those. So it's great that we can do that. So do you have any suggestions for how to make that taste good to a child? Because I know my kids would not drink salted water.
Yeah. So you don't taste the salt. Like it literally, I'm going to just, if you put me up here, like literally, that's it. Like, can you see? Like just a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it right in there. And then here, if I throw it over, it's good luck or something, right? So it's just you just need a sprinkle. It's not like you're putting in a quarter of a teaspoon. So it's not going to taste salty. So they're really not going to taste it. You can also buy trace minerals. I will put a link in the on the live feed for everybody. You can buy trace minerals. They come usually from Australia or New Zealand. They really don't have much of a taste either. They're just a drop. I do carry those in my purse. If my purse was close, I'd show you. But I carry them in my purse so I can just add them to water. So they really don't taste it. They really don't. So for my granddaughter she plays on 2 football teams and a lacrosse team. So kind of crazy sports athlete. At this point, I have her mom just using a pitcher of water and put lemon in it overnight because she likes the lemon flavor. And then Megan adds just a little bit of salt to that. And so it's in there and Via doesn't even know. You can't taste it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I love it. And sometimes, it's the packaging too. And I know that, and how it's delivered. And that in my mind, I'm like, okay. And I don't have my water jug right here that I usually have with me. But it's stainless steel, right? Interior. And then you've got the one that Caprice, and it looks like yours is stainless steel inside, right? And yet, if you're bringing something, because haven't we all done that sports? Okay, it's your week, and like you were saying, and yes, great, such fantastic tips. I agree with you, Amy. That is there something that we could? I'm asking, and if anybody has anything at the top of your head, I'd love to hear. Go ahead. That you can put it all in, and go ahead.
So I use a 32-ounce stainless steel bottle, and I set my intention. And like Cheryl, I think that was a really wonderful tip to start your day, just guzzling, 24 ounces or 30. I try to drink as much as I can in the beginning of the day, but 4 of these is almost a gallon. And I like to shoot for a gallon of water a day because, like they say, if you shoot for the moon, you'll land among the stars. So if I shoot for a gallon, sometimes I do that, but I always end at where half my body weight in ounces. And if you exercise or if you're an active, athletic child, children typically need, if you're under 12, usually need the water's actually per pound as a child, but 13 up, half your body ounces, usually weight in ounces. But if you're someone who's exercising a lot, you actually need more water. And when we talk about liquid, some people think, well, I drank coffee today and there was water in that, and I drank tea and I drank juice, and none of those count. So it's pure, clean water. And then the other things are just extra. But if you're drinking coffee, you're more dehydrated. So then you need more than half your body weight. So, but I track it based on 4 of these a day. And a fun tip for kids, they don't always do it because, again, a kid has to be intentional about this too. But they could put 8 pennies in their right pocket. And each time they drink an 8-ounce glass of water, they move a penny to their other pocket. And by the end of the day, they can then know how many they drank, because they'll still have some left, or they'll all be in their left pocket. So just a tip for moms out there to help.
I'm going to add to that just because of being a mom for a while. And we always had charts when my kids loved charts. They were good with charts. And I could see, I wonder why. I see Cheryl laughing. Wink, wink. But, at the end of the day, wouldn't it be kind of cool to put it on your little chart thing and then have some kind of at the end of the week celebration or something? Hey, well, good job. Woohoo, you did it. And so, count it up and such, because then you get math skills too. I'm just thinking, wow, we're really booking it here.
And
okay, go ahead.
We own 2 64-ounce stainless jugs that we keep in the back seat of the car because we travel half the time 7 hours to Sedona. And that way we have our own water. We fill up our own stainless bottles. And if you were going to a kid's sports meet, that's what you could take the water in, and you could put the berries or the peaches or the whatever in with the pinch of salt, so that they all drink that instead of the other stuff, because it's so much better for them.
I love that. Love it. And then Teresa Snyder, one of my dear, dear friends. Thank you for being here. She has, she's been painting the Stanley Cups, and it's been a fun project, and she's selling them. But I'm thinking, wow, if you can get some really cool cups, or, and with the stainless steel and such things, and then you can be painting them too. And then, wouldn't that be cool for a party? And then you've been educating the kids too, and they could have some fun. Woo-hoo. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
There's some fun versions too. I go to the infrared sauna. So that's when I take my 64-ounce jug, because then I drink almost the whole thing sitting in the infrared sauna, and it's got markers on it. And they have some great ones for kids now too. And it makes it fun. Like, by noon, you should have, all of this drank by now, or, you're running behind so it's kind of fun because they have funny ones, and then you can actually see based on how much water's gone, what you've actually drank. So there's some new good tools out there now.
I love it. Yes. Fun. Right, Patty? Okay. Now, it was touched on, and I do not want to skim over this because there's two more things that we were going to talk about, and we really don't have too much time. I am going to just put a plug in, especially for my buddies. Dental health is extremely important when we're doing all these fruits and vegetables and such. Make sure you're you're doing the water and everything, but water with even fruits and vegetables in it. Make sure you're also brushing your teeth, flossing your teeth, making sure that gum and health and teeth are healthy, especially if you're dealing with anything like disease. And then I'm going to just touch on this, and then Nicole, you're next. And then also we had our other panelist that had to be called away today, and I was going to have him really talk about, and we'll have him come back again sometime and go really deeper into it. But exercise, getting that exercise is ever so important. And days during spring and summer, you have longer days. You can exercise, get the sun in, drink your water. You can be doing the ta-da all at once, flashing your teeth if you're really into watching movies with your teeth, your floss, whatever it may be. I'm not judging. And Skip, so great to have you with us today. And be aware, Tour of Love show will be coming here soon. Be watching for more details on that. So, Nicole, you wanted to say something as we are starting to wrap things up.
I did. Another thing other than flossing and brushing your teeth is to do a little bit of oil pulling. And so basically what that is just putting a little bit of coconut, like a tablespoon of coconut oil in your mouth, swishing it around, like really just like I don't know how else to describe it.
Look like a guppy.
Right. Like just
right.
Really get it in and out of your teeth and around your gums. It really helps with your gum health, helps heal any little sores that might be in there from brushing. When you're brushing, do not use a hard toothbrush. It's one of the worst things we can do. If you can do a soft toothbrush, that's actually better. If you can do a natural soft toothbrush, that's even the best. And so even a medium one can actually damage your gums and help you and make your gums recede. So use a softer toothbrush, but oil pulling is amazing. Will help heal any kind of little sores you have in your mouth and prevent healthy gums and teeth.
Okay. And Caprice?
And, just to explain a little bit what exercise does, and we can all use more of it, including myself, is that it generates more oxygen. So that helps bring more blood flow to the skin. It helps bring more nutrition to the cells. So that's just the science behind what the exercise is doing to help your skin.
And okay, so a full circle here too. And that is when you're exercising, we did touch on sleep, that you also, it's better for your sleep. And Cheryl, I know we've talked a lot in our program when you've come in with the buddies and you've talked about your, bouncing on the trampoline or the little bouncer. And what does that do? I'd just like for you to
it makes your lymph flow. And your lymph doesn't have a motor of its own. So if you have a rebounder, just even sitting on it and bouncing for 10 minutes will help your lymph flow. Your lymph picks up the garbage, so you want to get it out of the body. So you want to do everything you can to make your lymph flow. But there's a new study out that as little as 10 minutes a day of exercise can make all the difference in the world in your health. And even people who don't like to exercise like me can do 10 minutes a day.
And okay, so the whole idea of the bouncing, I just want to like brainstorm here real quick because we don't have much time, and because I want to touch on something that Skip said. But those round balls, the big ones, some people use those as chairs now, like with their desks and such. So can't you do kind of like I'm really a multitasker. If anybody's not getting the idea right now, you make each moment count. So like if you're working on something on a phone call or something, and you're not going to like get out of breath, but you doing a little bit of the bouncing, are you getting that activity? What you're
you're making your lymph flow.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's see. I want to get back to Skip. Oh, go ahead.
Just really quickly, I want to get advice from you. So my friend, Dr. Randy Ward, she's saying that if I drink too much, as much water as we're recommending, that she will spend the whole day in the bathroom. So how do you avoid that? And my immediate thought is to err on the early side of the day. Start the day like Cheryl suggested, drinking as much as you can, and then throughout the day. What will happen too is your body will start to feel dehydrated faster, because it now is getting water and now it's craving more water. But you have to just stop. Maybe how many hours would you suggest, Cheryl, before bedtime?
Sometimes I do end up drinking it at night, but I'm really good at getting up and going back to bed and going back to sleep.
I do too.
Are not. But I try to drink as much as I can in the early part of the day so that I can get it all done before it's going to interrupt me at night.
Okay, go ahead, Nicole.
I'm sorry. I think the earlier in the day, the better as well. But one of the things that we shouldn't do is drink water while we're eating our food. So we should just eat our food and let our food properly digest, and not have a lot of people say drink it before or right after. Give yourself 30 minutes before you eat and 30 minutes after you eat without having any liquid, because we really shouldn't be drinking liquid with food. So make sure you drink your water 30 minutes before you eat and 30 minutes after you eat. So your stomach can properly digest the food and do its job that it's supposed to do.
And it's too no ice. It's a lot healthier without ice, and a lot easier to drink. That way you can guzzle it, and you want clear pee. Then you're drinking enough.
Perfect. Okay, that's the pee test. Okay, we went there. Okay, so I want to just say, Skip just mentioned something, and I actually had this, so I wanted to bring it up, and that was the flossing your teeth. And any of our buddies, I want them to know that's a very important thing for anybody that's going through any kind of disease, or anybody really. But this is a water flosser, and it is. My doctor said, you need to have one. I have one. My dentist, and it is one of the best things I've ever gotten. So with that, we are out of time, guys, but this has been an amazing discussion. As always, I want to say thank you so much. I want to say thank you to all of you that have been with us, and watch this again, share it out, take notes, check out for yourself, and live a healthy spring and summer. I am sure we will have our resident experts back again to answer more questions. We want to see you all then. With that, we'll see you next